with all fans, we're gonna keep reading, never stop dreaming. Our story for tonight is called The Wizard and the Singer. Is there a subject you would love to study, but it seems a little hard to learn? Maybe you want to study space or the ocean, but you struggle to understand the material. What about the subject of magic? That's where our hero, Nicholas, comes into the picture. Nicholas wanted to be a powerful wizard who went on quests with his friends. Only Nicholas was not a great wizard and didn't have any friends. He did practice his magic every day, but it always came with unexpected results. He would stand in his yard with a spellbook in one hand and the other hand would be raised. He would read his book carefully, some say maybe too carefully, and then aimed it at the target he made. Alaka-fire! He would shout, hoping to conjure a fire. But instead of flames, he conjured a blizzard. He waved his hand in a panic, and the blizzard left with him, wiping snow off his robe. He then tried a different spell in his book. In hope that it would go right this time, he held up his hand and took a deep breath. Alaka-lightning! He waited patiently, but instead of lightning, there was only rain. He waved his hand again and the rain disappeared. Irritated, he continued to look through his book. It was very important that wizards stuck closely to the book, as that how he was taught. But no matter how much he studied his spells, he just couldn't get it right. After the last spell ended with conjuring many chickens, Nicholas checked the small watch and noticed that the market would be open soon. With a heavy sigh, he tucked his book away in his robe and made his way to the center of the village. It was already very crowded as the knights and elves searched for people to help them on their upcoming quest. Nicholas sat in the wizard's corner feeling gloomy. No one ever picked him, as they also knew his magic was faulty. As many wizards began to leave with their groups, Nicholas was ready to give up. That's when until a singer with a guitar called out to him, "You there, lone wizard." The singer gave him a friendly wave. Nicholas was shocked for a moment and even pointed at himself to make sure that he was the one being called. "Yes, you. You look lonely. And I'd like some company on a quest. Would you like to come with me?" The singer grinned. "You've heard I'm not very good with spells, right?" Nicholas couldn't hide his puzzlement. "I have, but at the end of the day, I need a wizard. And it sounds like no one has given you a chance. And besides, all I have is a guitar, so I'm never really picked for a quest myself. So what do you say? I've heard it's not too hard of a quest." Nicholas was almost certain that the singer was crazy. Cuckoo, 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 who went on a quest with just a guitar. But at the same time, he wasn't sure when the next opportunity to travel with another would arise. He reluctantly agreed, and the singer strummed a tune in excitement. "Wonderful! My name is Frederick," said the singer, holding out a hand and smiling. "And I'm Nicholas," the wizard smiled back, shaking his hand. The two began their journey to a small cave, a little ways from the village. They reached the entrance. There was a heavy boulder in their way. "Do you think you can move the boulder?" asked Frederick. Nicholas hesitantly took out his book and looked at his spell. He held his hand out and shut his eyes, hoping it would go well. "Moveth Boulderus!" he shouted. The two waited as the boulder didn't move. All of a sudden, other rocks began to fall, and even a heavier boulder fell in front of the one they were trying to move. Nicholas looked at Frederick, who simply laughed. "Don't worry, I'm sure there's another way in." He smiled. He began to walk around, and Nicholas silently followed him, feeling embarrassed. Lucky for them both, there was a small crack inside in the side where they could slip through. From there, they traveled down a path, and Nicholas took a small torch out of his robe and tapped the top of the stick, and a small flame appeared so that they could see their path. Small magic like making a simple fire with a finger was easy, but the spells used in combat were troublesome. While they walked, Frederick began to make conversation. "I bet you go on a lot of these adventures." "Actually, this is my first one. No one ever picks me for these things," Nicholas answered quietly. "Really? Why?" "You saw what happened with the boulder. I'm not good with spells. And no one wants a wizard who can't do magic. Well, I want to be an amazing wizard one day, but now I'm starting to think I'll never get there," Nicholas sighed. Frederick saw the sadness in Nicholas's eyes and gave him a nudge. "I think you're a great wizard." "Really?" Nicholas eyed him. "Anyone who studies hard and can even do magic is amazing. I wish I could, but I love the power of song too much. The point is, you should be proud of what you can do. Maybe instead of doing everything by the book, you should do magic in your own way." "Huh, I really never thought about it that way." Nicholas smiled. The two continued deeper into the cave until they reached an open area where Frederick spotted a treasure chest. Unfortunately, it was being guarded by a huge troll who saw them walking in and started to attack. The two dodged, and Frederick began to play a calming song with his guitar to see if he could calm the beast with music. The troll swung at him, and they realized it wasn't working. "Any ideas?" he called out to Nicholas. Nicholas quickly flipped through his spellbook to see if they could help the singer, but nothing really seemed right. He then remembered what Frederick said and put his spellbook away. He was going to make his own spell. He put his hand out towards Frederick and hesitated. He could see his friend getting tired, and soon the troll was walking towards him. Nicholas thought for a moment, and then he said the spell only a little different. "Sound waveth and increaseth," he shouted. Frederick watched his guitar glow and faced towards the monster. He brought up his arm and then forced it down on his guitar, creating a heavy sound that shook the whole dungeon. Rocks fell from the roof, crushing the troll, and the two cheered as they had defeated the beast. Nicholas and Frederick took home the treasure chest, where they had found gold inside. After this, the two would go on many more adventures, and Nicholas would learn to perfect his own magic and realize he loved to do magic that was his. You see, young dreamer, it can be hard to learn about your passion, and it can take a lot of focus. But you know what? If you truly believe in yourself, then you too can make your own achievements. They are right, but if you do something your way, it's not a problem. Because if you do something your way, it will help you best. I hope you enjoyed this story. Make sure to share and subscribe. Have a great night. Be good.